Hey guys, Tychonders here again doing another video review. This time it's for the Star Wars Force Awakens Hasbro 12-inch Kylo Ren figure that I picked up. Now I know Hot Toys are probably more than likely going to release a super articulated real cloth robed version of this figure, but it'll probably be well into the hundreds, if not over $200 dollar price mark or euro price mark, depending on which country you're in. And so I said I'd pick up this guy. He wasn't too cheap. He was in the €20 price point, which is, it's cheap enough for a 12-inch figure, but if you consider the vintage Star Wars, or not the vintage, but the 12-inch Star Wars figures that were done during the 90s and for the last film that they released, Revenge of the Sith, they are a bit subpar for the figures. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this guy out of the box. But as you can see, I brought the box. You can see the picture of Kylo on this front, side, rear, and on this opposite side there's other figures in the wave, which is the Stormtrooper, Finn, and Darth Vader. And a brief blurb on the back for Kylo is exactly the same as the one that's on his other figure releases so far, which is a dark warrior strong with the Force. Kylo Ren commands the First Order missions with a temper as fiery as his unconventional lightsaber. If I can just move my camera just so you can see that. I'll try and focus it on it, so bear with me a moment. And I'll try and see if I can zoom into the writing, and hopefully that will focus on it. But as I said, it has that brief blurb, and then it's just repeated in several different languages for the figure. So I'll go ahead and get this guy out of the packaging, and see what he looks like. So let's open him up. It's the whole attention warning stuff. Let's move the box over out of the way. And just so you can see, the figure is held in kind of twisty ties. Hopefully they won't be too hard to take out. They might just slide out without having to snap them. Probably have to cut these. Just move that off to the side and remove the little part. Let's see if he's in focus there. And there he is. He comes with his lightsaber, which is fully ignited, and what I can see, it's all one piece. So the hilt is actually made of the same plastic the blade is, but it's just coloured. And the figure itself stands 12 inches tall. He has a little bit more articulation than the 5 points of the standard 3 3/4 inches. He has, what I can see, he has actually maybe a little bit. His head does look like it's a separate piece, but because of the way the actual hood part is molded, it's all molded along here, so you can't actually move the head at all. So he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points of articulation. And if I can just move his arms forward, his arm is quite stiff. You can twist the arms at the wrist, and his legs do go forwards as well. They're again just a big solid piece. He has no waist articulation. Again, just like with the, bear with me, still getting used to this camera. Just like with the 3 3/4 inch figure, he has his pants and boots molded onto the inside of the skirt part. But as I said on that review, it's pretty pointless having it, because they could have just as well given him a solid piece for moving. His arms do move forward or backwards. The only thing is they are hindered by the cloak, so it is a bit hard to get the arms to go all the way around. I suppose you could force them, but it probably wouldn't be advisable. And as for the saber, let's see, does it fit into his hand? It probably does fit in with a bit of force, so bear with me. No pun intended. So you can get him to hold his saber in his right hand, but his left hand is opened, so as if to be using force powers or just for a taunt or something. So he can only hold the saber in the one arm or in the one hand. Overall, the detail on him is quite nice. As I said, I'm pretty sure that Hot Toys will be doing a super articulated version of this guy with many joints and many points of articulation, and with real cloth robes, and even possibly two versions of his saber, one with the hilt, one without, one with the hilt lit up, one with the hilt without being lit up, and possibly even maybe a version where you just add on the extra cross blades and have just one single blade, or the cross blades ignited. Overall, as I said, I just got this figure. It's not too bad for just having something for collectors. It's just something nice to have on the display case. If you wanted to have something in the background, it probably stacks well enough. Let me just see if I can bring one of the vintage Star Wars figures in. Here's my vintage, well, I wouldn't call him vintage, but he's from the 90s. The Emperor Palpatine, but made by Hasbro. Or, sorry, actually I think this guy was made by Kenner. Let me just check. Don't see any... Oh no, this is a Hasbro version. This guy was made by Hasbro. So, he stands pretty much the same height as Kylo. In fact, they almost look like they're wearing the same robes. So, although the detailing on both the Emperor's and Kylo's is different, he has kind of a crotch patch kind of thing, whereas the Emperor's has kind of lines on it. But other than that, they stand pretty well together. If they were on a shelf together, they wouldn't look too bad. But I just had to do a quick video review for this, and hopefully you enjoyed it.